Today we are going to be talking about gels. Gels are the most common form of fuel when it comes to intra-run nutrition for the marathon. And be that in 8 weeks time, I'm trying to run my first ever sub 2:30 marathon. I thought I'd go over, compare, and review the top 3 gels I've been using personally in both practice and performance when it comes to marathon training. I don't want to waste anybody's time, so let's get right into it. We're going to be ranking our gels based on 3 categories. 1, the taste and texture, 2, the price, and 3, the formula and actual performance of the gel itself. Here we go. First up, we have one of the most premium and premier gels on the market to date, used by many amateurs and pros alike, the Maurten Gel 100. I'm not sure exactly how long Maurten has been around. I personally heard about it a few years back, but many runners swear by this as the best performing gel on the market to date. Now let's get into the texture and taste of the Gel 100 by Maurten. For me personally, I do not like either the texture or taste of this. I first tried the Maurten gels on a 10-mile hard effort run a couple weeks before Boston. We did a 10-miler at Newport Back Bay at around 5:30 per mile pace, and I decided to take a couple of these bad boys. I had bought in a 10-pack a few weeks back. It had taken some time to get to me, and when they finally did get to me, I was super excited. My excitement quickly died away when I first put these things in my mouth. It has a slight kind of ting to it, I guess, but it's basically flavorless flavor, if that makes any sense at all. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, it basically has like a no taste to it. The texture, however, is where Maurten really lost me on this. I just think it's way too chunky and kind of sat in my stomach like a rock, honestly. Tried out the Maurten gels, 1 each. Super chunky, like someone threw up in my mouth. Hate it.
Chunky monkey.
I took it without water because they say you can take it without water, and I just didn't like it. I wish I would have had some water with it. Maybe it would have gone down easier when I first tried this out. I will say that when I did have it in Boston, like 20 miles into the run, it was a little bit better, I think, because maybe it was just warm on the table sitting out in the sun for some part of the day. So it was a little bit better, but still a little too chunky. And yeah, I just didn't agree with my stomach really. It just sat kind of at the bottom, that feeling that you just have something in your stomach, which I really don't like, especially during a hard effort run. So I would probably give Maurten a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Now for the price, a pack of 12 Maurten gels on thefeed.com or on the official Maurten website will cost you $43.20, which comes out to $3.60 a single serving. That's before taxes, shipping, anything like that included, which isn't too bad, but it's pretty expensive, honestly. Obviously, I think the formula is really well made and really well done, so that's something to consider too when you're thinking about the quality actually of the gel itself. $3.60 in my book is still pretty expensive though, even for a very premium gel. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars on price. For the formula, the Maurten gel is as follows. It is water, glucose, fructose, calcium carbonate, gluconic acid, and sodium alginate. It is a 40-gram packet, 1.4 ounces, with 25 of those 40 grams coming from carbohydrates. So about 62.5%, which is very carb heavy, which I think is great when it comes to intra-run fuel. For me, performance-wise, these gels really did save me, I think, from fully bonking in Boston. The last 13.1 miles, I was struggling, and these things definitely kept me alive. I still slowed down a lot on that second half, but I think if I had maybe any other gel, I don't know if they would have worked as well. Personally, I think these perform great. I think they did an awesome job, and if they were just given to me probably for free, I would still definitely take these, or maybe given to me at a discounted rate. I might consider them. However, the texture and taste for me really is just something I don't like, but performance-wise, I think these do great. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Let's move on to our next gel, and that would be the BPN Go gel, which is the new kid on the block from Bayer Performance Nutrition. I think these things just came out probably like 1 or 2 months ago, so let's talk about it. I've tried these over my last probably 3 long runs now. I think I've had 2 for the last 3 long runs, so I've had 6 of them. Flavor-wise, I would say they are a bit too sweet for me. This tastes a lot like an apple pie filling. You know the Great Value apple pie filling in the can? I'll throw up a picture so you know what I'm talking about. If you know what that tastes like, this is very close to that. These are very sweet, for me at least. If you like apple pie filling, you're gonna absolutely love this gel. I think it's decent. I would like a little bit less maybe on the sweetness. I did have these with water and that helped. You probably could get away without water, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think it's still a little too thick for my liking to have it just dry with no other liquid with it involved. So definitely better than the Maurten gel, but still a bit too on the candy side tasting for me. I'd probably give it a 3.5 out of 5 on taste and texture. For price, again, on the feed.com and on the BPN website, you can get a box of 10 of these for $30, not including any taxes or shipping. So that comes out to $3 a packet. A little bit cheaper than Maurten, but still somewhat expensive, especially if you're going to be going through a lot of these during a marathon prep and during a race. So I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5 on price. Now for the formula, this is what the ingredients are: apple juice concentrate, brown rice syrup, apple puree, purified water, lemon juice concentrate, sea salt, and ground cinnamon. Total, it is a 41-gram packet, 1.45 ounces, with 24 of those 41 grams coming from carbohydrates, so just barely bigger than the Maurten gel and just 1 less gram of carb. I think it does great, and it gives you that fast-acting carbohydrates and glucose that you need in your run, so that's awesome. But for me personally, it's just a little too close to, honestly, just like a very sugary tasting applesauce for me, especially for $3 a pop. I think it is decent and gets the job done. It performs well. I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars on the performance front. Would I use this or buy this again for my race? Probably not. Maybe when they come out with a new flavor, if I really like that flavor, make it a little bit cheaper and change the formula up a little bit. Overall, not bad. It is BPN's first go at a Go gel, no pun intended. I think as they progress and probably make more of these, make different flavors, different iterations, I expect it to get better over time. But that is my review of the BPN Go gel. And last but not least, really one of the first gels I ever started using when training for the marathon is the SIS, which stands for Science in Sport Isotonic Gel. These gels come in a variety of flavors. This one is the lemon and lime. I've also had the orange and the salted strawberry, and they taste pretty decent, not too sweet, which I love. But what I like most about this gel is definitely the texture. It's nice and almost watery. It's very liquidy, goes down nice and easy, doesn't feel like there's a rock or sits in my stomach in any way, and I can take it without water or any liquid if need be, which I love. So for texture and taste overall, I'm gonna go 4.5 out of 5 for the SIS gel. Now for pricing, once again on the feed.com, you can get a box of 30 of these for around $50 to $55 depending on the flavor, which comes out to anywhere between $166 and $183 per gel. Or if you don't want to purchase that many as 30, you can do a box of, I think it's 6 for somewhere like $11, which is still under $2 a unit, which in my opinion is a great deal for a solid performing gel such as this one. So in my book, this gets again a 4.5 out of 5 for pricing. Now for the formula and ingredients in the SIS gels, we have water, maltodextrin, flavorings, acidity regulators, preservatives, and sweetener. You can read all the parentheses. I'll put up a screenshot of them so you can read all them by yourself. Maybe I am slightly biased. SIS was the first gel I really started to enjoy when it came to the taste, getting it down, digesting it, and actually noticed a difference in my performance when it came to taking these on longer, harder efforts for the marathon. I would give the performance a 4 out of 5. I think these things are solid. The most important thing to take away from this is just trial and error. Try these things on your long runs, try different kinds of fueling strategies and nutrition, and see what works best for you. What's the most cost effective, and what is the most just realistic for your training in general. You might find that you try all these three, you don't like them, and you go with something else. I think that's awesome. Everybody's going to be a little different. I thought it'd just be cool to give my opinion on these 3 gels that I've really kind of got the chance to use and live with for a while when it comes to my marathon training. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and let me know down in the comments below what is your personal favorite gel and what is your optimal nutrition and fueling plan for the marathon. Thank you so much for watching. As always, be good humans, do good things, search for happiness. Peace.